Alright, what are we doing today?
What are we doing today? We are doing some brakes.
Yes, we took the brake pedals out like episode
long time ago.
Episode
long time ago.
So we're gonna stick that stuff back in, put some hard lines in, bend to where the rear swing arms go, get all that kind of hydraulic line put into place, and then we're gonna stick the dash in and start figuring out where our head unit goes. Get some button pressing action. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop.
Yeah, because once we've got the brake master cylinder brake pedal back in, that's the last thing that needs to be done before we put the dash back. So we're progressing. It'll be exciting to have the dash back in. It'll start to look like a car again.
I'll get some of my space back. Like it's just it's dash and boxes and parts and batteries
everywhere
and grills everywhere. At least they're not greasy parts. I will be upset if they are greasy parts.
They're neat parts mostly.
Getting it out?
Yeah, bub. These are a bigger pain in the ass to get in to get out.
Do we need to like lube it up before it goes in?
Oh, there's already like residual brake fluid inside those. And that's it. So yeah, these can just go back in, and then it goes to the front splitter, and we only have to redo lines from the front splitter back, right?
There's no front. There's a front line, dedicated front line, and a dedicated rear line. So front line won't need to be touched, but the rear line will. Yep. And we'll either replace the entire line or replace it midway. All right. So we need a tube clamp.
Yep.
We need riv nuts for these guys and some P-clips. And for the time being, we are not going to run a vacuum on the brake booster, even though that's entirely possible. We have regenerative braking, and it should have enough stopping power to not need this system. So we're going to leave it disconnected for now, and if it proves to be an issue in the future, we'll come back and revisit this.
First time riv nutting.
Don't tell the people that. They'll think we don't know what we're doing.
First time for everything, man.
What did you do, my friend?
I just took that out of there.
That one goes there.
That's a thing. Yeah, it goes like that.
And 6.
Yeah, but I gotta get this out.
You know, you have instructions.
Yeah.
Oh. Now.
Alright, folks. Riv nut 101. Test piece.
Test piece.
Alright, so riv nut goes in, and then it should just be a matter of squeezing it.
Oh, it's squeezing alright. It's not gonna pop. So
and then
once you're done, you're done.
That's it. And then you
back the bad boy out.
Thread it out.
Alright, show me when it's not compressed right next to this.
So here is uncompressed, and then you can see compressed, pretty much flange on this side, and then it squeezes down, makes a flange on that side, smushes it in there, and you have a secure nut. But the bolt just threads in.
Bingo bango.
Bingo bango. like a scientific journal. It's like, day 52, first application of rib nut. We found a good location to test the rib nut process in the real world circumstances. This one little P-clip here for these brake lines is tucked away under the dash. So if things don't go well, it will be hidden from sight. But we have done test subjects and we believe that this is going to work out very nicely. Alright, let's start filling this dashboard. You grab that end, I'll grab this end.
Do you remember how this went in and all? Maybe open your door, we'll go out your door a little bit.
Okay, we're just gonna go out the window. Yep. Alright. It's gotta go to you just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
So it does look like these bolts go down and through. So we'll have to take these bottom bolts out.
Okay.
Loosen the top bolts. Slide it in.
Yep. But your side's still wonky. Oh, I see. Way up there. Okay. Yep, that makes more sense now as to why that wasn't working over there. Okay. Newer cars also have like shied me away from dealing with trim panels and trim and stuff because they're so freaking all the little hidden clips and stuff like that.
That's the
this
problem.
Is so straightforward.
Yeah.
Really. I mean,
new cars really up their clip game.
I'd rather have visible fasteners. Just make them look good. You're a designer. You can do it. Agree?
No, I don't agree, because if you had visible fasteners, kids like us would have taken your car apart years ago.
Oh, that's not a good reason.
It is a good reason, though. You don't want your car taken apart by like a toddler, the screwdriver who's gifted. And by gifted, I mean, you know, in the head.
It doesn't seem like an argument for not doing something on an industrial scale.
All right. We got a head unit that basically controls everything. Sends all of our information out via a series of pins. I think only about half of these are used, but then that goes to the Tesla drive unit. That goes to, I guess it just does go to the Tesla drive unit, because the Tesla drive unit is connected directly to the battery pack. It's got the controllers. It tells the battery how much power it needs, and it pulls that specific amount. So this talks to the drive unit, and all of our other systems support the batteries. So this can, in theory, go anywhere. It can go in the trunk, it can go in the glove box, it can go right here in the middle, it can go up top. Question is, where do we want it? Yeah. And then something like that. Something like that. I don't like that it's front and center, but it's not a bad spot for it. It's not too much taller than this, so it doesn't look out of place.
Yeah.
It goes down here, then there's a chance you kick it when you go to the back. If we go down there, then all our plugs are exposed from the backside. We could cut this up and we could figure something out here, because this is not necessarily, we don't need any of this here.
I kind of like this angled look. So that I wouldn't want it to sit this far out. We'd have to recess it maybe a little bit and maybe come up to the stereo height and angle it towards the driver a little bit, because like you said, you interact with it as the driver.
Mm-hmm. Now, one thing we could do is 86 this unit.
Mm-hmm.
but then we're in a situation where we got to figure out how it integrates.
So maybe we
in the smaller size.
But anyway,
I don't think this is a good fit, just because of all the things we would have to do, and long term we might not use this head unit, because this is kind of like an experimental vehicle, right? You put different things in there as you need to. It's a work truck. Maybe one year it's got a Tesla pack with a bunch of cells. Maybe one year it's got like the big Tesla motor.
Okay.
What if we put it in the dash like this, and then recessed, and you had a lid that goes boop, boop,
Yeah.
boop.
How visible is it?
So the question is angle and glare.
Yeah.
If it had a lid, then there wouldn't really be
Yeah, I mean,
angle
you're
or
viewing
glare.
at a pretty bad angle. If it came up.
Oh, like a
little
two-stage, like a... That would be cool.
So you like that idea?
Like a flip up, like a transformer kind of thing. That'd be baller.
Like the screen on my van.
So it would have two things. It would go, whoop, wah, 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 wah. How hard do you think that mechanism would be? Because then we're talking. Here, you be the cover.
It's a hinge here, and slides where this top part slides on the bottom of the cover.
Yeah. So open your thing.
Yeah. Just lift it up. They go at the same time. Getting it to look good and have fit and finish would be the hardest part.
Yeah, and getting it to actuate smoothly. Is there a way we can make it look rough and dirty, but actually put a polish to it so it looks like skeletal or something cool like that, or like Doc Brown built that and did it on purpose that way, kind of thing?
Yeah, I think so. So I think we'd have to center it up a little bit more over here so that we can utilize these vent holes for mounting. Just do like a bar that comes across these vent holes, a couple of bolts, comes over, bends, comes that way. Zoom zoom.
Zoom zoom or vroom vroom?
I think it's zoom zoom. Vroom vroom is more like I think of combustion engine. Zoom zoom. But the Z sounds more zoom zoom. Yeah, zoom. It's definitely zoom in electric car.
Okay, so this is how it's gonna work. You're gonna roll up to a green light. You're gonna roll up to a red light. Some guy in a Challenger is gonna be like, "Oh, you hippie in a van." I'm gonna be like, "You want to race, bro?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, we'll race." You can't even hear your engine, and he doesn't even know. And I'll be like, "Boop boop 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 boop," plaid mode.
So that would be that little bark, that first bark of the tires.
It'd be a
Losing just a little bit. God, we gotta work on that. We gotta be able to do the sound of an electric car.
It's kind of a departure from electric vehicle conversions, isn't it, Zach?
Yeah, it's a small creeping under the car conversions.
Fixing these bad boy wheels.
Yeah, except my hole is a little off.
That's okay. Maybe next time we buy a creeper, it won't be from Harbor Freight. And we won't have to do this middle of the workday repairs.
Maybe so.
Well, while Zach's working on his side project, I've been up here working on this bracket for the head unit. Yeah, it's not pretty at all. But the thing is, it really only needs to hold the head unit. And mounting it this way gives us freedom to change it in the future. We had talked about having a pop-up, pop-down kind of head unit display. But for the time being, we're going to go with something simple, something that just kind of holds it in place. And if it really bugs me down the line, which it's got a pretty good chance of doing, we might make it a little bit prettier. I drew some black triangles in there to represent space that'll get cut out. kind of on the fence of whether or not this is cool or not, so be sure to let me know in the comments below. Well, your creeper repair worked. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, I fixed the creeper. Kinda. I gotta cut the bolts off so you don't stab yourself every time you get on it. But no, it's fixed.
Nice. Yeah, these tile floors didn't do it a favor. Like, I suppose we could blame Harbor Freight for selling a product like that, but we're not really giving it the best environment in which to use it. Put it through a lot of abuse.
Yeah, I guess.
Whatever.
Yeah.
We got work done today. We got the brakes in. Not the brakes. We got the
pedal assembly and
pedal
brake
assembly. Yeah.
Master cylinder in.
Got the dash in temporarily. Got the head unit mounted up with some provisional bracketry kind of designed. I don't know if I like it yet. Something that rubs me wrong about it. I don't know why, just we'll keep going though. It'll be fine.
And I cut out the center section of brake line that we are going to be replacing and worked out a route for the new line. Got out the flaring tool and made our first flare. But we'll pick up where we left off next time.
Yeah, after the break. It'll be the second half of this video, I believe. Yeah.
After the break.
After the break.
After these messages.
These from our sponsors.
Yeah. Who's it gonna be?
Call us.
Ridiculous. Alright.
Oh, next time.
Next time.
Alright, we're rocking and rolling, Capitano. Okay. We got some stuff. We did get some stuff. The parts keep flowing in.
Yeah. So much stuff. Hose clampy deals.
Hose clampy doodles. We got some big old beefy CVs. These are fun. 108mm made for Porsches and BMWs and other high performance vehicles. Vanagon soon to be added to that list of high performance vehicles. Yeah. All of this is driveline parts for the rear, because we had to upgrade everything. We're just starting to get a trickle of these parts in the mail. But this is a new tool I get to use today. Anyway. What are we doing today, Zach? What are we finishing? Because this is the second half of a video.
Well, you may or may not make a bracket out of that template. He doesn't know, he doesn't like the template.
My heart's not in it.
I am running a brake line to the rear. And that's where we're at. We'll probably get some other stuff, just not a lot. So.
Might get the Dremel out. Cut some things up. That'll be fun.
Cut what up?
The castle nut for the rear hubs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We gotta disassemble all that. But yeah, it's future. This reinforcing plate had these big old nasty bolts that we needed to cut down. So we're going to make it a little bit more comfortable. And try and make it so we don't hurt ourselves. Alright, well I got my 2 brackets. I'm gonna keep working on them.
Holes in a bracket. Oh, look at that double bracket bend.
You know, I was gonna say that it's probably not a good idea, but since you brought it up, it's probably not a good idea.
What's wrong with your idea?
Well, you know, I just don't want them slipping while we bend.
Oh, there's
I feel like it could.
Look at that. Look at that symmetry.
Well, it was a bad idea, but for a different reason. I did this bend first, not this one, and it's order operations thing. Now I can't bend this because it doesn't line up. That's okay. I'll do it manually.
Let that be a small lesson. Think through order of operations. Christopher is usually very good about this, but man, you know, you're doing stuff like this, it's easy, so easy to get it wrong. So, double check, triple check, order of operations.
Alright, now we're going to do it by hand. There you go. I think riv nuts may be my new favorite thing in the world. It's like a rivet and a nut had a baby. Alright, Zach, what do you think?
Hey, that ended up really good, actually. I don't know why I always say actually like I'm surprised. I'm not surprised. But, yeah. That's a good place. That's a good spot for it.
I mean, it's kind of got a good shape to it. It's not the worst, not the best. I need some switches right here. Those are the sounds the switches make, in case you're curious.
Okay. Okay, so I have started making a few initial bends for my brake line. So this is the first part that goes to the pressure balancer thing that makes the right amount of pressures go to the front and the back. Anyway, here's the fitting going in, and it bends up, goes around, and this is where it's going to bend up and go over the top of the frame rail. So if you're doing this on your own, whatever kind of bender you have, you want to go ahead and do a test bend and figure out what your radius is on your bend. So when you take your measurements, you can know where to mark for your tool. And I'll show you the little diagram that I drew. So if I put the face of my tool here and clamp it on the pipe and make my bend from the center of the pipe to the face of the tool is 2 centimeters. So that way, if I take a measurement and it's 52 centimeters, well then I can pull to 52 and then minus 2 to 50, make my mark, put the face of my tool and bend it, and the center of my pipe will be at 52 like I wanted. So yeah, go and do yourself a test bend, figure out your radius, and use that to mark your measurements and do your bends. Anyway, I've test fit this, it fits. I'm going to put this piece in, and then I will roll it out straight as I go from there, because I'm not going to be able to do the whole line bent and then fit it into place. So that's where we're at, that's what I'm doing. I'll show you it in the car in a minute. That is the brake proportioning valve I've been talking about. Okay, so what that does is, as you push the brakes, it distributes the pressure between the front and the back. And so, as you push the brakes harder, and you get weight transfer to the front, it decreases pressure in the back and gives you more braking in the front as your weight transfers to the front. That's what that little guy does. And off the top of that, on the left there, is that brake line that I am running. And then if I focus a little bit back there, you can see it, the shinier one, kind of start to run back above these cross members and so forth. And here's the other side dropping down on the outside of that frame rail. That big hole is where the filler neck used to go in for the gas tank. And then it comes down, bright light. Anyway, there's the big coil of stuff that I now have to run down this frame rail.
Well, like I said a couple times, I'm not sure if I like this bracket. I'm not sure if I want to commit to this design. So I'm going to do something cheeky, and I'm going to fake it, and then I'm going to look at it for a little bit, and we're going to simmer on it. Alright, a little black paint later, and what we got is this. It's almost like there's holes there, but not really. Okay, I got an idea. Here you go. Experimental. Boom. Now people know. They got the look, they got the vibe. After the rear proportioning valve, the brake line follows the top of that frame rail, comes over and down. The line makes its way underneath the side skirt supports and along the chassis on the outside. Over here the brake line kicks down, follows a rear cross member, and does a little zigzag.
I believe when we started this morning, we were rolling camera, and I looked right at the camera and said, "This won't take all day."
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I was wrong about that.
Yeah. Well, it's the end of the day. We got it done.
It is done.
It's done.
It did take all day to do.
Got the head unit mounted.
Head unit mounted. I really like the location. Christopher's not thrilled about the bracketry.
I mean, I like it, but I don't love it. I might cut holes in the side and paint the bracket orange. I think that would be cool.
He doesn't like it enough to put it in place permanently.
Yeah, it's in there.
Or even semi-permanently. It's zip tied in place.
Well, okay, we're gonna have to take it in and out to keep fiddling with it. So it's like, just go zip ties for now. It'll be fun.
Yeah. Alright.
Another day though. That's good. Very happy. Another episode in the bag. Number 14.
I've lost count. I'll take your word for it.
It's okay. Sounds about right. And then next time we're going to be working on driveline stuff. So
yay, I'm excited about that.
We'll either get a monster breaker bar to get these 46mm nuts off, or we will get the Dremel out and cut it.
Have you showed them the giant nuts?
No, they'll see it next episode.
That's a heck of a cliffhanger. Wait to see the giant nuts.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in.
Alright.
Catch you later, guys. Alright, here goes. First time using the pinchers. Oh yeah, I like that. Satisfying.